Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Bowen. I'm the Communication Services Analyst here at Pacific Crest, and we are pleased to have four Chief Executive Officers here to discuss smart future networks and the interconnect ecosystem. Very pleased to have, and going to my right, we have Hunter Newby from Allied Fiber, Chris McFarland from Masergy, and then we have Rick Calder from GTT, and then finally Dave Schaefer of Cogent Communications. And I thought very quickly here, in case everybody's not, as familiar, maybe, gentlemen, if you want to take, 30 to 60 seconds to give a quick brief overview, the elevator pitch, if you will, and then we'll dig right into it.
Sure. Any particular order? Want me to start?
Feel free.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hunter Newby, founder CEO of Allied Fiber. We're a network-neutral infrastructure provider. We're building an integrated dark fiber and network-neutral co-location facility superstructure through the United States using railroad rights-of-way, Corning fiber, and precast modular concrete colo structures made by Selection. We've started our build in Florida, gone from the Napa of the Americas now up to Jacksonville, on our way to Atlanta. Thank you.
And then Chris.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris McFarland, the CEO of Masergy. We're a just shy of 14-year-old company headquartered in Texas. I guess we're kind of known for delivering very intelligent, high-performance global networks. Over the last couple of years, we've got into global unified communications as a service, and we just recently started introducing quite a bit of services around network as a service. So our business is all about serving enterprises, so most of our customers are multinational corporations. Today we serve just shy of 700 large enterprises, kind of the global 3,000 from that perspective. Different methodology that we have. One is around technology. Today, we're in almost every major city in the entire world with infrastructure and deep and rich analytics behind that infrastructure. So our customers have the ability to look in real time and see exactly how their applications are performing and to make modifications to how those applications are performing in real time. And so we deliver an experience that's 100% packet delivery in sequence, and nobody else in the world can do that today.
Hi, I'm Rick Calder. I'm the President and CEO of GTT. I just gave a little presentation. I know some of you heard it, so I'll be brief. But a couple things. One, interestingly, it's the first time I've had the opportunity to sit on a panel between the two companies that I describe ourselves as most closely to, that half of our business is very much like Masergy's business, which is providing cloud communications and cloud networking to global 3,000, 5,000 firms around the business. Around the world, and the other half of our business, Dave Schaefer, my good friend, who is is headquartered about 5 miles from me, and chastised me to say, he said, Rick, we're in San Francisco, why did you wear a tie? But we are a very large internet transit backbone as well. So we have that two parts of our business, and we do describe ourselves very interestingly as sort of a combination of these two firms. So I'm glad I'm sitting in the middle.
Well, thanks, Rick, and I'm glad I got out of D.C. before the snow, and I'm glad to see you made it through the snow. Cogent is a provider of dedicated Internet access service. We operate a global physical network, 57,000 miles of intercity fiber, 38 countries, stretching from Seattle, Washington, around to Kharkov in Ukraine, from Helsinki, Finland to Mexico City, with an extension into Japan. We also have metropolitan networks in 190 markets, 27,500 miles of metro fiber, and we operate 44 of our own data centers around the world. Our business is divided into two groups. 48% of our revenues come from selling bulk internet connectivity in 700 data centers around the world to other service providers. And then an additional 52% of our revenues come from selling to corporate end users, typically in North America in large multi-tenant office buildings, where we have direct fiber connectivity into about 760 million square feet of multi-tenant office space. And we are the most interconnected network in the world. The company serves about 41,000 customers and about $350 million in revenue.
Okay, great. Thanks, gentlemen. So we're going to cover a wide range of topics, but I think, and I promise, Dave, this won't be, the only topic we discuss, but, we'd be remiss if we didn't kind of discuss what the heck happened last week with Comcast and Netflix. And I guess if you could maybe start off and address what you think the deal means for the future of networks, and also wrap that within net neutrality. And then, we'll bring the others into this as well.
Sure. Well, thanks, Michael. And I'll try to keep this brief so my other colleagues all get a chance, but it is a complicated topic. So the Internet is a network of networks. It's comprised of about 44,000 autonomous systems or network numbers that make up the public Internet. 6,000 of those networks account for the majority of traffic, in fact, 98% of traffic. We are the most interconnected with about 5,050 networks directly connected to Cogent. 40 of those are peers, and about 5,000 are networks that buy transit service from us. And there is a difference. When a network connects to buy transit, the transit provider shows the entire Internet table to that customer and is obligated to get that customer's packet from that single location to anywhere on the Internet and return packets from anywhere on the Internet. The second way of interconnecting is peering. We have about 40 peers, and in those peers, we show only a limited view of the Internet, only our customers, and the counterparty, the peer, only shows us a limited view of the Internet, their peers. We do not sell a paid peering product, and we do not buy a paid peering product. We have 40 settlement-free peers. Netflix is our largest customer, represented about 1.7% of our revenues last quarter, and we are their primary provider of Internet transit. And I think Rick can attest to this. In peering agreements, there has been, for the past year and a half, cartel-like behavior on the part of 8 major access ISPs to refuse to upgrade connectivity to the public Internet for their customers, not just to Cogent, but to every other network, whether it be Level 3 or Cogent or NTT or Telia or Rick's network, or any of these networks have faced these constraints. It has forced large content companies like Netflix to do a number of uneconomic things. First, to use us as the lowest cost provider, fill us up, go to others at a higher cost, fill them up, go to CDNs at even a higher cost, fill them up, and then eventually start to degrade the quality of service they give their customers by lowering the pixel count and eventually resulting in buffering of their customers' video experience. That's the backdrop for what was a deal that was cut about 10 days ago between Netflix and Comcast. Historically, the access networks that have been engaged in this behavior have asked for a very out-of-market price that's substantially higher than the price of transit, which is connectivity to the whole Internet. Because of the pending Comcast-Time Warner merger, Netflix used this as an opportunity to negotiate a deal that was still substantially higher than what they're paying for transit, but below what the ask of Comcast was. In exchange, they agreed not to oppose the Comcast-Time Warner merger. These types of bilateral agreements have existed for some time. Primarily outside of the U.S., companies like Google and Amazon have been participants in them. They've been relatively uncommon in the U.S. They do not represent the end of the Internet. They are uneconomical, and they are an abuse of market power. I think the violent reaction of investors over the past week and a half has been a fear that the public Internet has ceased to exist, and it will be balkanized in a series of bilateral walled gardens. I think that will raise costs, will stymie innovation, and at the end of the day, not be tolerated by consumers or regulators. So I think this is a bit of a one-time event.
So maybe taking this the next step, from my perspective, and Hunter, I'd like to get your perspective on this. I mean, didn't we perhaps just see for the first time in over a decade that possibly